Okay, I think I'm recording. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to show you how to make a no-bake vegan sweet potato pie. And it's not that expensive to make, and there's no refined sugar, and there's not even flour in it. But if you have a nut allergy, sorry. But all the ingredients you can get at Aldi. So, and when I calculated it, it cost maybe about $4 or $5 to make. So being vegan is not expensive or that hard to make a healthier alternative to your favorite desserts. The first thing I did was I microwaved a very large sweet potato, and you microwave it until it's soft. So I had a really large sweet potato, so it took me about 20 minutes to get that bad boy soft. Or you can take two small ones, but cook it or microwave it until you can pierce it easily with a fork. And we scoop out its innards like so. Scrape out as much as you can, and we're going to let that cool for a second, and then while it cools, we're going to make the crust. Okay, and next what you're going to want to do is put 2 cups of walnuts into your food processor. I got this little guy. He's a food chopper, but he'll do the job. With the blender, I'm not sure, but give it a try. But you're going to want to put 2 cups of walnuts into your food processor and pulse it. And you want to pulse it until it looks like a graham cracker crust. But not too much, because then you'll get weird walnut butter. Okay. And when it's nice and pulsed, we are going to put our binder in it, which is 2 tablespoons of agave. You can use maple syrup if you're wearing using agave. Agave is cheaper, and it's a low glycemic. I got this at Aldi for like $2.99, and it's kind of on E, but I made a pie earlier with this, so you can get a couple uses out of this agave if you're making desserts. And also from Aldi, I got coconut oil. We're going to put 2 tablespoons. Ow, that boiling pot of water bit me. I'm sorry. I'm making dinner while I'm doing this, but that's another video. So to your 2 cups of ground up walnuts, you're going to put in 2 tablespoons of agave and 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and we're going to mix it through so everything's incorporated. Okay, and when it sticks like wet sand, everything's mixed up, and you're going to press it into a pie tin. Alright, that seems about good. So we're going to take it out and put that back. Got our lovely, very overused pie tin. Oops. We're just going to dump it in there. Make sure you get all of it out. You see how it's holding together? That's the consistency you want it. And we're going to spread it into our pie tin. I would use probably like about a 9-inch pie plate, not like one of those wide, deep ones. So we are going to press it in there and just kind of start working it out to the sides. Until you see what I'm doing, and just press it till it's all even. And that boiling water is out to get me, I swear to God. But make sure it gets worked up to the sides. It doesn't have to be perfect, but enough to where it's going to do side crust. And you don't want patches that are too thin. But just like that, this will actually, as long as it's on the sides. But see how it holds well together? Okay. It's like wet, nutty sand. Oh, darn, I got like a little hole. Wherever there's thicker areas and there's an area that's too thin, I'm going to turn you down. You're pissing me off, boiling water. Keep trying to attack me. Like everything else that's out to get me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that paranoid. But I am about ready to, like, scream at a boiling pot of water because that's what sane people do. Okay. You want it to look like that. Get it all up on the edges. And we are going to put this in the refrigerator. Okay, we're back. Now that the pie crust is in the fridge, firming up, we are going to make the filling. We're going to mash our sweet potato. Make sure you mash it really well to make it a nice smooth consistency. And what we're going to do is we are going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And we are going to add a 1/2 cup of agave. This is on its last leg. As you hear, it's farting out. That's about right. We're going to add cinnamon to taste. I like mine nice and cinnamony. If you don't like that, that's fine. And one ingredient I forgot. Give me 1 second. Okay, and we're going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons. I'm probably going to add 3 just in case. Of cornstarch to thicken this up because it's no bake. So we are going to mix this very well, making sure to mash it. If you have more potato, like if your large sweet potato, made a lot, because sometimes if you get a large sweet potato, it varies. Sometimes you can get a lot of sweet potato out of it, other times not as much, but just make sure it's a really large one. The amount of cornstarch varies, like when you add the, agave. If you think it's kind of like soupier, add the 3 tablespoons, but if you get more potato ratio to your agave, I would just add the original 2, because you don't want it to be too thick, but you don't want it to not set. Okay, make sure we got all the little lumps out, and we have a nice pie that we mashed up, which tastes really good. I made this yesterday, and it was well received by my boyfriend and my family, and they really liked it, and it was gone. Alright, it's nice and mashed, and it looks pretty. We're going to get the crust. Okay, and we're going to turn this out over into our crust. That goes to do stuff together, you is for you and me. Alright, and we are going to spread this evenly. Just work out the edges. It doesn't have to look perfect, because I'm not a professional chef. As long as it looks, pretty enough and it tastes good. Then just make sure you spread it evenly with the back of the spoon. Like thus. How beautiful that is. And we are going to chill this for a few hours in the fridge, because all of it needs to firm up, the crust, the potato, everything. So it needs to be chilled for at least a few hours. Okay, and it's been a few hours. I chilled my pie. As you can see, it cut up very nice and it held up together very well. And here's my pie. and it cut out, even in the first slice, it cut out evenly. And there you have it, a healthy alternative to sweet potato pie that wasn't too expensive to make. It's vegan and gluten-free, and there's no refined sugar, no flour, no dairy in it, and made from ingredients you can get at Aldi. And shows that eating vegan is not expensive, or you don't have to go to a Whole Foods or any other store you can't afford. And if you want to keep watching these videos, like, subscribe, share, send me a suggestion. Thanks for watching my poorly constructed video. Have a nice day.